What does this mean for the streaming wars? Because a lot of the press that's been expended on today talks about Netflix and Disney Plus becoming the big winners here. They're certainly in the lead because they've paid big dollars for original content, and they're funding this all through subscription models and, of course, a lot of cheap debt with interest rates where they are right now. Discovery says its content budget will be at least $20 billion after the deal, and everyone else is left playing catch-up. Who's left in a better position because of this?
Well, Netflix is, because it has an easier world to live in without having to worry about these ancillary assets. But I find it amusing that basically what's happening here is we're all saying we don't like our cable companies. We're cutting the cord with the cable companies. And then what's happening? They're trying to remake new age cable companies again. They're bundling, unbundling, rebundling. And at some point, there's just a limited amount of money we're going to spend. Look at the newspaper business. 2/3 of subscriptions go to only 3 brands in the country: New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal. Everybody else splits the rest. And so everybody's trying to be the top mover in scale here in entertainment and streaming. But I don't think we're anywhere near understanding what the consumer behavior is going to be around this. So the idea that we're going to pay for 5, 6, 7 streaming services, I think, is loony.
Okay, so then how do Google, Amazon, and Apple fit into all of this? Do they have a better understanding of all this? Because they, too, have big streaming ambitions, and they have huge balance sheets. They have a ton of cash that they can deploy.
These are really good questions, and I think you're right. But I think what that goes to is the part that none of the stories really talked about, which is we're at an age where the public entertains itself. That if you look at what happens on YouTube, it's been an amazing phenomenon that everybody thought Google overpaid for. You look at TikTok, which really amazes me because it's the first platform that I think is built for true collaboration. We're in the baby days of the internet. We don't know what it is yet. We don't know what the public is going to create yet. After Gutenberg, it took 150 years before we got the modern novel, the modern essay, and the newspaper. So I think we're at a very early stage of figuring out what the creative public can do together.
Who's a person or a company that seems to understand this best?
Oh, good question. I would say that I think I see the glimmers of TikTok, certainly. I think Twitter as well. I think Jack Dorsey, he's not doing entertainment per se, but he's trying to enable a public conversation. YouTube has done very well, though I think that they get, into all the copyright hassles they get into. But I think it's those companies that see the future of the consumer, not just being a consumer.